Well, hello! Today is all about banana bread, and I know in the last year, I think everyone made every type of banana bread out there. But you know what you didn't make? My banana bread. And I think it's time to make some because I love a good banana bread. My grandma always made banana bread, and she would have little mini loaves, and she'd always try to give you one when you went there, which why wouldn't you take banana bread? So this isn't fully her recipe, but it's kind of a riff on her recipe, and I think it's delicious. It has a few interesting ingredients that bring out more flavor, make it on the slightly more savory but still sweet and delicious side. So we're gonna start with brown sugar. I'm using brown sugar because the flavor, you're getting more of those caramely notes, that butterscotch note, and that to me is what it's all about, is making sure to add all those flavors with the banana. I love that. Now with this, usually you'd maybe cream, butter, shortening, whatever it is. No, we're using tahini, which is a roasted sesame seed that is ground into a delicious paste, and it's just it's like think of it like a nut butter. So it's just kind of like an almond butter, but it's with seeds, and it has the most delicious savory flavor. I am someone that probably overuses it. I use it on everything. When I'm roasting vegetables, I will put this on top. I will put it in my salad dressings. I love it. Ottolenghi, I think, really just brought tahini into the forefront for all of us. And it's just delicious. I think it really lends well too with bananas, kind of like how peanut butter would, but in a more, I don't know, adult way, and I'm obsessed with it. So with the tahini, we're gonna also add some eggs. You know you need eggs, and I'm just using, I always use large eggs in all my recipes, and that's just for consistency. I think they're the easiest to find. They're consistently about the same size. So if you're buying or using, for my recipes, that's what they're always gonna have. And just look how that mixes up with the tahini. You get that delicious, and now while we're mixing that up, I'm going to make sure to add another one. I kind of have a list of all my favorites of things I put in recipes, and you'll see that from my ultimate chocolate chip cookie recipe, a little bit of molasses. Molasses I grew up with. My grandma loved molasses, my great grandma loved molasses. Guess what, my mom? Yeah, she loved molasses and would use it on, you know, bread, kind of like a honey or anything. But what I love about it is it adds such a depth of flavor, such a richness to it. And it's when it's done, you don't think, oh my goodness, there's molasses in that. No, you think there are these caramely, deeper notes that just really are amazing. So I'm mixing that up, making sure, look how, I'm doing this all in a bowl because I want this to be an easy bread. Banana bread is a quick bread. So we're gonna add a little bit of vanilla. Just, you know, you need vanilla, and I like how it makes it more on the sweet side, kind of lends those flavors. Of course, adding some salt, and then we're gonna add our banana. Now, the banana, the more brown your bananas are, the more flavor they are gonna have. They're gonna be sweeter, they're gonna have all of that goodness in them. So that's why, this is how Grandma would do it. She would always have bananas on her counter. Anytime they would get too brown to actually eat or get really soft, she loved it. She would then go ahead, peel them, mash them, measure them, and put them in the freezer, and then just have bananas that are always ready to pull out, make into delicious banana bread, and the freezer breaks them down even more and makes them mashed up so simple. And I love that. So I still do the same thing when I have bananas that are getting really brown, really spotted, really kind of dark. I'll peel them, throw them in the freezer. You have always the necessity for banana bread, which it's always a necessity, I think. So for the flour part of this, I'm going a little bit different again, and I'm using bread flour. That's because bananas have, especially the sweeter they get, they draw even more moisture content or more liquid within them. So when you add a bread flour, it's a stronger flour. The difference between bread flour, all-purpose flour, cake flour, is the amount of protein that's in the flour. So a bread flour is gonna be one of the highest ones, and it has a lot more protein, which means it has structure and it has the stability to it. And banana bread can really hold that because it makes it a little bit more closer to just kind of consistency of a bread as opposed to a really soft, kind of wet bread. I mean, I like, you know, quick breads, but I don't want them to be wet. I want them to be able to hold up and still have some oomph to them. So then I'm gonna make sure to add some baking powder. Baking powder, obviously it adds lift. It's gonna kind of be kind of like a leavener. With biscuits, you often add a lot of baking powder to a baking powder biscuit and you have a lot of good lift to it. So I'm kind of doing the same thing here because I want a nice dome on it. And then I'm gonna add some soda. And soda is really gonna give you more of that browning. I wanna get those caramely darker notes to the bread and actually really get it to have some color because that's gonna give it flavor. Color is flavor. So I'm gonna just mix that up. I'm gonna stir it up until there's pretty much no streaks, but just maybe a few. I don't like to overmix anything once I add the flour. And as you can see, I'm just kind of turning it and almost folding that flour in. I'm gonna stir it. Now, I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna get one final ingredient that makes this, I'm gonna say the ultimate banana bread. That like just good banana bread. I'm gonna clean up, we're gonna add that, and we're gonna bake it. It's so easy and it's so simple. Yeah, that's right, you guys. For the ultimate banana bread, I think you need some great pieces of chocolate, and I like the big chunks of them. You can chop your own, you can buy big chunks of them. I like the chocolate, and I like to have good pockets of it. That just like rich deliciousness, every so often it just like melts into it. And the big pieces just really, I think they just elevate something like this. They make it more special. Just like a really good friend gave me this bowl and I'm obsessed with it, so I have to use it. You know how that is. So I'm just gonna put this into a greased, with nonstick spray, with butter, whatever you wanna use, just like that beautiful loaf. So you could make a couple small loaves if you wanted to, probably about 3. Now, what did I call this? The ultimate. So that means that this is gonna be a massive loaf, dense and delicious, yet slices kind of like a bread, banana bread. This is not just like a piddly little thing. This is a big honkin' loaf of banana bread. And that's what I like. So it's really gonna fill in. It has that nice thickness. You can see the richness of that batter. And I'm just making sure to get all of it in there. And that's because I want it to dome up. I want it to be a beautiful loaf of banana bread. Okay? My grandma would have loved this. So now what I'm gonna do, you've seen this done. This is just to gild the lily, make you kind of have a little something special. I'm gonna press in some slices of banana. And you can kind of just shingle them down the side of it. And I just press them in slightly. So as it bakes, these are going to caramelize, they're gonna brown, they're going to kind of be on the sides. And I put them on the sides more just so you still get that beautiful dome in the center. You know, I love when something like a bread kind of really domes up. I think it's really pretty. I think it kind of gives you just that iconic look. And then having these on the side is just that extra special touch. Is it needed? No. But is banana bread ever needed? Yeah, it is. So in essence, it all is. So I'm gonna put some turbinado sugar now on the sides, also called raw sugar. I'm gonna put it down the center too, but I really wanna get it on those pieces of banana because then as it bakes, it's gonna caramelize right with the banana, almost like how Banana Foster would. And you, just look at that, they're all over all those. Oh, you guys, this is like one of those things where like you have a little bit every so often, you don't have it every night, okay? Because you're gonna become banana bread then. So I'm gonna put it in the oven, we're gonna bake it. It's gonna be delicious, I can't wait. You guys are gonna love this. Look at this beauty. So it takes a while to bake, you know why? It's a huge loaf of banana bread. But I love how it gets really browned on top to give you those kind of good, darker, deeper flavors. That's exactly what you want. It caramelizes the bananas. It's just, look at it. It is a presentation. That turbinado sugar on top gives you that crackly, kind of crunchy on, oh. As you can tell, I love a good banana bread. And this is like a good banana bread. I mean, oh. And it slices, look at that, it slices like a dream. You can cut beautiful, big, thick slices like we're at a coffee house, you know, because that's what you do. I love the big pieces of chocolate inside of it. Look at all that. And the consistency, it's of course moist. The bananas in that do that, but what I like is it's not wet, and that's what regular flour could do. The bread flour really keeps it to me that great texture. So, guys, for you. It's like, what were they expecting? It's amazing. What I love, you right away get that banana, you get that richness of the chocolate, and what you don't think is, oh my goodness, there's tahini in it, but instead you get these amazing, just strong banana flavors that have this depth to them. That is the tahini. I shouldn't eat more because then I have food in my mouth, but I can't stop. This is the ultimate banana bread. It is, look at the loaf. It screams ultimate, but look at the inside. It's exactly what you want. It has banana flavor, it has the chocolate, it has great texture, it has great moisture to it, crackly top. Guys, this is your banana bread. This is all of our banana bread. I can't wait for you to try this because I think you're gonna love it. It is the banana bread to make. Why would you make any other? So as always, what I hope you do is make the banana bread, but also share this video all over. Of course it helps me, but it also helps so many people see that this is delicious, this is fun, this is easy, you can do this. And that's the point. So share the video, check my website, wiseguy.com for this recipe. So many other recipes. Also in the description of the video is the recipe with a link to the website. Check it, enjoy it, share it. That's the point of baking, is to have fun and share it around. So I'm gonna finish eating this, hopefully not the whole loaf, and I hope you will too.